The political and legal teams of the Coalition for Reforms and Democracy continued to firm up their petition challenging Uhuru Kenyatta's election as fourth president. Kenyatta, the Jubilee presidential candidate, was declared the winner last Saturday, with co-candidate Raila Odinga coming second in a hotly contested election. Senators-elect Mutula Kilonzo and James Orengo, who are some of the top legal minds in CORD, said at a news conference that they do not want to rush and file a case that could be thrown out on technicalities, warning Kenyatta and his supporters that eventually it could be Odinga who will have the last laugh.
That anybody in our opposing team starting celebrations is in for a rude shock. We are going to do a good job, something that satisfies the Kenya population, that the days of rigging, the days of stealing elections or covering up are gone. That you can take to the bank.
They claimed that IEBC had ignored its letters demanding certain documents, especially results sheets from polling stations contained in Form 34.
And that is one of the problems that the management of the electoral process created, where it is like it's some personal agenda for some group as opposed to a national electoral process. We ought to be given this information even without asking, because after all, it is what drove the result.
But now that the Electoral Commission is refusing to allow us and other Kenyans who want to determine whether that election had integrity, it obviously means that there's something wrong with their records. And we have been told that some returning officers have been summoned to go to the tallying center and other places organized by the Commission to look at those documents, as it were, for a second time.
However, they said IEBC's inaction does not weaken their case at all.
It strengthens our case because, as I keep on saying, my good friend, we have a right to that information.
The CORD team ought to file the case within 7 days after the declaration of Kenyatta as president-elect. The Supreme Court will have 14 days after the case is filed to deliver its verdict. The court could declare Kenyatta's election valid or invalid. If it overturns Kenyatta's victory, there has to be a new presidential election. The CORD team says there is a cost to democracy, and that's how the West has developed, by making hard choices, whatever the cost.
In fact, any violation of any law, according to the current constitutional dispensation, attracts heavy penalties. And they are upon you as a citizen if you see a violation of the Constitution, because the Constitution requires all of us to maintain and protect and defend the Constitution. So if we are going to punish impunity, we cannot keep quiet when there's a major violation.
The CORD team believes that it has enough time to compile a watertight case and that nothing stops them from seeking justice. The team later met foreign diplomats at a Nairobi hotel. The diplomats wanted to know CORD's next move after disputing the presidential results. The diplomats were drawn from the US, European countries, Canada, and some African countries. Alex Chamwada, Citizen Live at 9.